Hi buddies, welcome back once again. I hope that you are enjoying my videos. Particularly, I hope that you are enjoying the unemployment video. That's what I'm gonna call it. So this is an intro actually for part 2 of that video, because I've noticed that while I was editing the video that it's becoming too long, so I decided to make it in 2 parts. So I hope that you guys are still enjoying it and that these things are very helpful. What are we saying? And comment down below if you have used it and if it helped you. And yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to also share this video, because it's gonna help people that are not unemployed. No, what am I saying? People that are not employed. Oh, it's gonna help. Actually, it's gonna help everyone, even if you're looking for a job. So yeah, I hope that you're still enjoying, and bye. Alright buddies, so now we are moving in on to what are some effective ways to hunt for a job. So Mamusa, if you can just tell us, what are some effective ways?
We know that mostly we will try to apply for vacant and no respond, or
we get a lot of that.
Yeah. So what was usually happening before the COVID is that people will do door to door, hunting of jobs. But then
I did that.
But knowing the situation, the pandemic and all that, I've searched as to how I can, now do it the modest way, because we are moving into the new world. So what I did was I found this other nice way of doing it, which is called spontaneous application. So spontaneous application is actually applying for a vacant that has never been advertised. So it's more like knocking into people's emails and saying, hi, I'm there, can you please recognize me?
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I think I also did that without noticing.
Yeah, so you sometimes not even know how to put the heading on your email, because it wasn't advertised in the first place. So you can just say spontaneous application is to saying, hi, I'm here knocking, but then you didn't advertise. So I used that, and the most effective way of it is that I was once told by this other friend of mine to say, he was already in the corporate, and she said to me, her boss was like, I keep receiving emails and people are not even telling me who they are. As in, like, people will just send the email and say, please find the attached. I mean, like, who are you in the first place to say find the attached? You firstly have to introduce yourself, because it's rude. You just can't be knocking into people's homes and be like, no ma'am, please take this page and I want a job. No, like, you politely firstly talk to them, line things up, and then that's where you can be broad, talk as much as you can, because when you're convincing them to open your CV,
so you need to grab their attention at first.
Exactly. So what I did was that I will explain the structure that I use. I will firstly, the heading will be spontaneous application, and from there I will just greet them, say dear recruitment officer or whatever, and trust your well, the format, and there I'll be like, my name is Helen. I'm a graduate from University of Limpopo, and I am looking for vacant in this area, maybe in area of Gauteng, and I would like you to help me with this, maybe bookkeeping, psych article, that's my profession. So those are the lines where I'll thinking, and then from there I'll be like, this is what I did. I know this softwares. I selling myself there, so that they can.
But you telling me this actually actually Nami be more interested actually to read the full email and everything.
Yeah, so you tell them who you are, and I've once told this other friend about, I've been spreading this to a lot of people, and it has been working, hence that's why I asked you to think in the video. So if ever maybe you did your diploma, you can also remember you're sending these things to people, right? You're trying to ask them, plead with them. You can also say, hi, I did my M6, and for me to get my diploma, I need to do my 1 year 6 months in training service. Can you please help me? Like, you're asking. So in that way, you you show them that you want to do something, and it has
Yeah.
been working that way for me. So yeah.
So I'm just thinking while you're talking, how do you find about all these things, or how?
Being desperate, I can say,
Yeah.
being unemployment, being at home, not knowing what to do.
Mm.
Have you ever sent multiple applications and not getting a response? And
Yeah.
I was like, what is it that I can do?
And how many do you send a day? Please tell them how many you send a day.
50 at the minimum.
Guys, I was like 50.
Yeah.
Like, imagine sending 50 emails.
And for that, I've never been unemployed, friend. Like, ever since I've graduated, it has helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I'll send at the minimum 50 and maybe 20 on PNH. So on average, I'll say 70, 60 a day. And I'll still get response. Some will be negative, obviously, and some.
But the fact that you got a response, meaning that you're doing something right.
And there are people, and there will be those who will be like, oh, Shem, we don't have anything. But then in case something does come, everything, and then there will be those that don't respond. But then after a year or so, because you'd find that I've sent maybe a year ago, and a company will respond and say, hi, we found your thingy, now we have an open vacant, if you're still looking for a job, can you please come?
I think also that happened to me. I also sent emails to different doctors, and then this other one responded that, hi, currently I don't have anything, but should I have anything, I'll let you know. Then at a later stage, I think the time I was doing my circumcision training, then she called me. She said, she was like, are you free to do locums and everything? So that's when, like, after the training, I used to go to do locums for her. So I think like sending a lot of CVs actually really helps. So instead of you going through Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp and everything, send those CVs, because actually it helps. Or even there was this other time, no, actually I always wondered why are people like at home, like in another town in Falkirk, there's Wi-Fi, I think by the hall, if not by the clinic. I didn't know there was Wi-Fi. I always used to wonder, why is there so many people around that clinic? Like, why? Candy people are coming for the Wi-Fi. So instead, if you are actually, maybe unprivileged or have a Wi-Fi, there's a Wi-Fi spot somewhere there, go for that Wi-Fi spot and sit there and send CVs. You never know, tomorrow they might call you, today. Some respond immediately, hey, like 2 hours, 3 hours.
The current job that I'm at the moment, they responded in a minute, I think.
You see, it
does work. And talking of being unprivileged, I remember after graduating, it was for the first time me coming here, and I used to not have, connections so that I can do that, but then I'll try by all means so that I can, try and get that connection so that I can think. And you have that thing to say, what if they've sent? I need to have connections so that I can log on to my emails and see what's happening. But it does pay off, at the end of the day. And the other way of doing it is PNet, like I've already mentioned. And PNet, the tricky thing about it is that your CV have to be on point, because remember, it's an automated system. So it picks, it's not like
it picks what it wants.
Yeah, it picks what it exactly. So it's not that thing of just saying, it's normal alone. No, the system picks. So your CV has to be on point, and for it to be on point, I don't know if I'm manipulating the system or what, but then I go straight to them to see what is it that they want and put it on my CV. Not the exact advertised job, but then in general, so that my CV can be in line of what the recruiters want in terms of my profession wise. So
So wait, I just want to get this right. PNet, it's for everyone, right? Not for you guys.
No, it's for everyone.
For everyone.
I don't know about you guys,
because I've never heard about PNet.
Because as for health people, I don't know. It's mostly
sometimes it's very different.
But as for others, all companies that are recruiting. It can be securities, cleaners, you name them, like everything. I've never think, because I've always concentrated on my profession, but then I've always seen,
So I think, but it's because this is for everyone actually. So if you have like Umalu Monga Sebenzi, you can actually help him by going to PNet, like umenzele the CV and everything. Who knows, maybe tomorrow get a response and everything. And what I like about it, sometimes you don't necessarily, not because you must not have an email, but if you're applying for my uncle, if you're applying for, you can literally like state it. put their numbers, and then sometimes they can call you to communicate with them, then or communicate with them directly.
Yeah, you can just send for them, and then on maybe the signature on your email, put their numbers so that they can call them directly.
Yeah. Okay.
You can do it. You can do it for them.
Okay. Alright, buddies, so now we're gonna move on to how to prepare for an interview. We're just gonna put a little video of how to the effective way of doing revamping your CV, or how to manipulate like your CV, right? So we're gonna move on to how we prepare for an interview. So I'm gonna share my story. My story is actually very funny and different. So first of all, I've never had interviews for the jobs that I'm doing, right? And it does happen. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. We just differ as people, right? And mine, the other time, I hope last time that I had, because I don't like interviews. I don't like interviews. But any case, the first one that I went to, what I did, obviously I went on Google to search what are some effective ways to, not effective ways, like how to do like interviews and everything. And the first and most important thing was that you need to look appropriate, right? So yeah, I dressed appropriate, or I think I dressed appropriate. And the second thing is that you need to be you need to learn about that. You need to do your homework about that particular practice or that particular job that you're going for, right? So in case they maybe like ask you questions, do you know any background or something? So yeah, I did that. And obviously you need to be straightforward in each and everything that you are going to be saying. Also, it must be very short. Well, short, your answers, yes, short and strong, but some you will see the interviews is actually very short, because mine, I think it was like 5 minutes. Literally what the doctor says is, why do you want to work in this why do you want to work in this practice, right? And secondly is that, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Now, I think why I didn't get the job, he also said it to me, is that I said, yes, I want to like study further, and I want to study this and this and this, right? And he was like, oh, okay, I see. Then he was like, yeah, go for it. I think you are very young and everything. But then I didn't get the job. Then he told me that I am looking for someone who will stay in this practice, right? Yeah. So I think if I answered, it was, oh no, Mina, I'm actually not completely looking to find what I'm saying, but I aspire to grow in this practice, wanting to learn different things and everything, I think I would have gotten the job, right? But because I said, Guti, this is what I want to do and everything, then he was like, oh, okay, fine, you might be working here, but then in a month's time you can go, because they accepted you in some way, right? So yeah, I think mine was just Guti. I did my research, and I did this under pressure, and it wasn't because I remember everything, but what I just did, I was very truthful on what I said, and I believe Guti, it had to happen, because considering of what I'm doing now and what I want to do, it's aligning. So yeah, that's mine. And yeah, what was yours?
Before, I'm glad that you mentioned that you not getting the job. It might be that you said maybe you want to study, you want to showing that you don't really want to stay in the company for that long. What they do is that you should remember that it's time consuming for them to sit and try to recruit, find the relevant candidates so that they can serve them. So it's one of the tricks. You can't just come and say, I'm here to use you. Like, I am here to I'm here to you helping me so that I can, the stepping ladder, that's what they use in those cases, when they'll be like, so you want to use
and another thing, when you're sending those emails, don't group them. I know it's a lot of work, but then you just have to send per employee, employer, because again, you cannot be grouping people into things and say, like it shows laziness, if I might put it like that, because imagine sending 5 companies under one email, and then it's just untidy for me as well.
Also, they will not know who are you unique na ganjani, because everything is the same and sending it like that.
Sending like that, and then in the also in, she's not only sending it to me, you're not making the company feel special, if I might say. Like, it shows laziness, man. Because I think those are one of the things.
That's that you have Instagram, what you call WhatsApp. Make sure that they send, because now it's really tough times. You need to start working, or even like for businesses, if you have things like maybe you are selling something and you think it's ShopRite, so can benefit when it comes to that, so it's things like that.
Never
right?
be afraid to know. And I know, like, when I was starting to do it, I was so nervous, like being afraid of rejection, being afraid of just knocking into people's emails. But then I overcome that, and it really helped. And I know it sounds crazy to say how 50 a day, but then it's not something that you will do it every day, because for me, I don't know, but then for me, it didn't even take a week for me to, get a new job or get a job, because now I'll be sending more than 150 to 300 in a week. So are you telling me that how guys, like, it's a lot?
We stay a lot on our phones, that's the thing. So if you can stay a lot on your phones, you can definitely send those 50 emails.
And what I'll do is that it's work, I don't want to lie, because again, you have to go hunt for those emails, remember? And there are companies that don't post thingy, and there will be companies that will also block you. It's not an easy road, because again, they'll be like, hey, here they go again, nah. But then at the end of the day, you know what you're looking for, and there will be those that are kind, responding. Not everyone will respond, and again, there are those that didn't respond to me, and a year later they came to me and be like, hi Helen, we saw this, are you still interested in thingy? And you'd find that maybe after sending those 300 applications, I will get 3 respond. I'll have to choose where I want to go. Where the thinking is better. So it is a very, good thing to hunt for a job. Oh, and another thing, it's Peanut. We spoke about Peanut, right? Yeah. And Peanut, it's also one of the tools that you can use to look for it. But then it's not an easy one, because again, like we said, CV revamping, it has to be up to date, it has to be relevant, because again, it's an automated system. It picks, like, it's not that thing of saying, okay, so this is Nomalungelo, a clinical. No, like, the system picks itself to say, okay, maybe for instance, we want relevant, or maybe Dries to say 80% of the relevant words on the CVs, hence it picks
what it wants. Exactly. Those 80, it has to be 80. If yours is more than, if it's 100, then sorry, it won't.
So it's that. And I feel like I'm forgetting something that we spoke about in terms of spontaneous application.
We'll remember it as we go
along. So that's that. And another thing is LinkedIn. Another tool can be LinkedIn. LinkedIn, there are people who use it. Remember, on LinkedIn we have employers, we have a lot of people there. So what you can just do is just to not be shy and just be there. Ask. It's all about asking, begging, guys, because in looking for a job, hunting, it's never an easy thing to do. So what you can just do is to say, hi, I'm this person, I'm a graduate from this and this and this, I did this, so I was looking for thinking, please share. And people share your post all over. It's not for fun, it's not for thinking, it's for survival at the end of the day. I mean, why will you be doing it if it wasn't for a good cause?
So it's now, it's survival of the fittest and of the smartest. So if you're not, then
So
okay, so buddies, we are showing you guys our Peanuts now. So if you don't have an account, obviously you need to sign up. But this is Mamusa's details.
Yes, and as you can see, it has to be 100% completed. If not, you'll not be able to 100% to apply for any vacant. And this is where you search. Maybe, for instance, you can say junior, accountant, and it'll show. And you can also
choose the province, the district, or the city where you're from, and you say find jobs. And what I was trying to tell you about CV revamping earlier on, it was that you can go to, and you can see that they show the duties and responsibilities, and then if ever it's in line with maybe something that you did, maybe for instance you know how to process cash book and bank reconciliation, you can put it, you can see it's in a nutshell, but then it says a lot, you can just put it as one of the points and check for others if ever you're thinking one of the qualities or the experience that are desired. They say they want excellent attention to details, but then you don't have to just copy and paste the way it is, other than aligning it with your duties and responsibility, because you don't want to lie at your CV at the end of the day. You have to be as truthful as possible, because in the interview they usually ask about that. So if you lie, it will come back to you, and you don't want that.
So, Mamusa, when it comes to you, what do you recommend? And for us to prepare going to an interview, what is your recommendation?
What I did was obviously I also did the research like you said, and lucky enough I came across a video on YouTube. It was saying 21 questions to prepare for an interview,
which we'll link it on the description box. Yes.
So it really helped me a lot, because there were a lot of things that I didn't know that it helped me with, in terms of answering, in terms of how to answer, because there is one of the technique that I call STAR technique. It's a technique whereby it helps you to answer a question. STAR simply it stands for a situation.
Was it task?
Yeah, situation, task, action, and result.
Yes.
So you have to answer in that order, so that it can paint a good picture, so that you can show them that in this situation, this is what the result that I've got from thinking it. And it really helps as well.
And also about that weakness that you were talking about, if they ask you
and again you find that they sometimes ask you about what is your weakness. I know it might sound like an easy questions to answer, but then when they say what is your weakness, they really want to test if ever you are that lazy person, or you can just say, hi guys, and Mina, I like eating. No, what you can do, or what I usually do when I answer those kind of questions, I like to act smart about it. But anyway, what I do is I will say my weakness is maybe being a perfectionist. I like perfecting things when I do them, so that I can have the good end product, and that makes me look like a bad person to my employees in most of the time. But then I try by all means to make them understand, or I'm that one person who likes to meet the deadline, so I overwork myself. So that's my weakness. Like, you have to be smart and
manipulative about it.
Exactly, because I mean you don't want to paint a bad picture at the end of the day. You're selling yourself, so you have to do the good job when it comes to that. So
and also your knowledge is very important when it comes to being interviewed and everything.
I remember one of the interviews that I went to at Sinton. They asked me about things that I studied, and it was one of the things I was like, okay, why is this person doing this? But then they were simple, but then because I wasn't expecting them, and that anxiety and everything, it made me panic. But then at the end of the day, it made me realize that value when going into an interview, if ever it's for, I don't know what you do as a profession, maybe you studied for it, there's a certain topic that is in line with it, just go and look at
research
it
about that,
because
company
you never know
also.
what comes. An interview is a test at the end of the day. But what they do again is that, rest assured guys, before you can even sit down, that's what happened to me. It was more like a conversation. They were like, so tell us about yourself. And it is always there. I know it might sound thinking, but then it's one of the, if ever you get that wrong, then it kills your confidence from the get-go, because you screwed from the get-go. So saying it the right way, it boosts your confidence. It really does.
Yeah.
So
I think, yeah, that's one of the things that we prepared for you guys, is that how to effectively prepare for your interview. Make sure that your confidence level is also high, and also just be truthful, be free. And I know it's scary a lot, but at the end of the day, it needs to be done. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you to Mamosa for my first collab. You're actually the first person. No, you're not actually.
I thought I am.
But for 2022, but for 2022 you are. Yes, thank you so much. Also, she came up with this idea since it's January, and maybe you can get your dream job in March and everything. This is the right time to revamp your CV, to do everything that you were not doing actually when you were applying, right? So I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please ask us questions. Also follow Mamosa. Can they DM you?
Yeah,
asking
they can.
questions.
Yes,
You can DM her asking for question, anything accounting related. I think we should do a video also about accounting. Hey?
Oh yeah.
Just comment down below if you want that video of accounting. Yeah, so yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and thank you so much for the support. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.